Hello there, football fans. Well, needless to say, things didn't turn out well for the Packers on Sunday. We didn't get the job done in Atlanta, and as a result, the Falcons are off to the Super Bowl for only the second time in franchise history. Now, after the game, I was originally just gonna go on this angry rant about our bad defense and how they messed it up for Rodgers. But while I was watching the Royals that night, I was reflecting and thinking. And the thought that I came up with is I couldn't just go all fire and brimstone rant about this. Because, well, let's face facts. When we were 4-6 entering Thanksgiving, nearly everybody had us out. We weren't even supposed to get a wild card, let alone win the North, let alone play for the conference. So, the fact that we went from 4-6 and on life support with morons like Colin Cowherd and Skip Bayless with their hand on our plug to getting this close to the Super Bowl. That says a lot. That says a whole lot. We ran the table just like Aaron Rodgers said we would. We ended up winning the North on the road, and we picked up impressive victories over the Giants and the Cowboys just to get to that point. Overall, it was a fantastic ride. It was such a fantastic ride, and it made the season fun. I mean, you don't see things like that in sports, let alone football, where there isn't a lot of parity. But it was a great ride, Packers Nation. We gave it our all. We won 8 straight and got to the Final Four for the second time in 3 years. Now all we need to do is fine tune things out and fix whatever damages are in our team, and see if we can get going next season and get the bad man ring number 2 in his career. But I'll say this for the Falcons, though. The Falcons earned their Super Bowl berth. I mean, they won, they played well, and they earned the right to play for a Super Bowl. The same, however, cannot be said for the New England Patriots. I watched that game. Boy, was that game fixed. We all know Roger Goodell hates the Steelers. Maybe because James Harrison said he wouldn't piss on Roger Goodell to put him out if he was on fire. And that's got a sting in him. But people are gonna say, well, wait a minute, Roger Goodell hates Tom Brady. No, they don't. No, he doesn't. It's all a front. It's all a front. Come on. But he's suspended for Deflategate. Yeah, for 4 games. Any other quarterback would have gotten a full season. Cheating in sports is supposed to be taken very seriously. I watch baseball. Baseball was surrounded by steroids for about the last 20 years at least. And they take that very seriously. Look at Alex Rodriguez. He got suspended a full season. And that's because he was caught. He owned up to it too. Brady was caught. He still lies about it. Continues to lie about it. But he only got 4 games. If they really took cheating seriously, he'd been out this whole year. Any other quarterback would have been. But enough about that. But as I said, the Steelers, they got hosed. They got completely hosed. They were interfered with many times, no whistle. They scored a touchdown despite the fact the ball clearly crossed the plane. It was called back. I mean, poor Ben didn't have a shot. Not with the refs on Belichick's payroll. I mean, come on. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, We have New England and Atlanta. I myself think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl, but it was crazy. Not the hashtag not my Super Bowl trended Sunday, and actually trended early Monday morning, because people were so pissed about that Super Bowl. They hated that New England was in it, and they hated that Green Bay wasn't, because a lot of people felt Rodgers and the Packers would be the big threat to New England, but we couldn't get the job done against Atlanta. And I think a lot of people believe that New England's going to steamroll through the Falcons. I myself kind of think that. I don't like Atlanta's chances, though. In my book, if you can beat the best quarterback in the league today, then you should beat Brady. I mean, come on. But speaking on the subject of Super Bowls, I decided to wait until today to do this video, and for a good reason. Good reason. Where were you on the afternoon or evening, I should say, of January 26, 1997? You know where I was? I was in my room, in my bedroom. I was 11 years old at the time, and I watched this. Here it is right here. I watched Super Bowl 31. And I'll never forget that game. The Green Bay Packers against the New England Patriots. I watched the Packers win Super Bowl 31 over the Patriots. A better Patriots team than the group of cheaters in Foxborough now. Because let's face it, they had Bledsoe in his prime, they had Curtis Martin, who's run over everybody, and they were coached by Bill Parcells. And let's not forget, without Parcells, there's no Belichick. But of course, the Packers, we had Brett Favre, we had receivers like Robert Brooks and Andre Rison. We had the minister of defense, the late great Reggie White, the reason why I became a Packers fan in the first place. And we had Desmond Howard. And one of my few memories of Super Bowl 31 was Desmond Howard returned the kickoff all the way to for a touchdown. And I'll never forget, I was so happy when the Packers won that Super Bowl, because during the 90s, it was a great period for football. In the 90s, the top three teams in the NFC were Dallas, the Niners, and the Packers. Dallas, they were the beasts of the East. The 49ers were the best in the West, and the Packers ruled the Central Division. However, the Packers had been third fiddle to Dallas, San Francisco for a few years, because the Cowboys and Niners were winning championships. Green Bay was good enough, but we couldn't get past either one of those two, especially Dallas. But Dallas got knocked down, and we beat out Frisco, and that 96 season was our golden chance, and we did it. We did it. And 20 years have passed now, and I still remember that Super Bowl very, very fondly. I also have very fond memories of this shirt. Less than 2 months later, March 18th, on my 12th birthday, my parents got this shirt for me. And as a Packers fan, this is a memento to me. And I actually had this thought that it was torn up into rags, but I found this shirt intact in our storage bin. And I just looked at it with incredulity. I said, "Wow, I still have this." Fun fact: I actually did wear this around the house while I watched Super Bowl 45, 14 years after this one. It still fits. It still fits. There's not much tear on the design, but there's some holes in it, so there's some tears, so I obviously can't wear this out, but I wore it around the house while I watched Super Bowl 45, while I watched Green Bay beat Pittsburgh in that game. And it still fits. Surprisingly. 20 years, it still fits. And so yeah, I remember this was a Super Bowl I remember very fondly. 11 years old, I was watching this whole game. I remember the Blues Brothers. They were the halftime act in that game. The game was in New Orleans in the Superdome, and I always find it ironic that Brett Favre would lose games constantly in domes, because he won the biggest game of the year in the dome. And this shirt, this memento that I got for my 12th birthday, is living proof of that. And so anyway, so that's a little bit about myself, of course, and that's my review of the conference championships. They weren't close, but they were still kind of good games. Like I said, a lot of people aren't accepting this year's Super Bowl. I don't accept the AFC half of it. I think the best team lost that game. As far as the NFC, I'm open to admit that the Falcons, they beat us fair and square. They kicked ass. They really did. I truly hope they beat New England out. But honestly, I'm not holding my breath. But anything's possible. I mean, a lot of people didn't think the Giants would beat the undefeated Patriots in the Super Bowl, but they did. So who knows? So though it's over a week until the Super Bowl, I will be back on here because NHL All-Star break is upon us, and after the All-Star game, I'm going to review that and the first half for any hockey fans out there. So with that, I say enjoy this hiatus. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl, and any Packer fans, don't forget Super Bowl 31. Football fans until 2 weeks from now. Hockey fans until Sunday night, Monday afternoon at the latest. Good day.